In the thick of things again. Here we are, this time around, 2002 Dodge Ram pickup 4.7. Had no communication at all with the ECM. Vehicle was in no start condition. Once in a blue moon it would start for him. When it did, there was multiple lights flashing on the dash, all that good stuff. Real quick, went up there, powers and grounds up to the ECM. That's where I like to start from. Come in here and I follow through, and our fuse number 19 right here comes down and it feeds our Sentry key immobilizer module. That's your immobilizer. That's the ring that goes around the key. And then we have our powertrain control module. We had no power on there. We actually had 4 volts coming out, which is being sent out of the ECM. Not really a bias per se, but that's what we have. So I'm going to add this into this one. This is the Snap-on's version of Power Probe. I don't know if I've heard that they made it for them, all that good thing. One thing that this thing has that the original Power Probe 4 does not have, which yes, I'm using one, but I'll show you why in a moment, is the ability to sit there and actually choose what we want our switch to do. So when we come into our switch, when we get into switch settings, although I can't seem to get rid of that glare, can I? How can I get rid of that glare? I suppose I can't. I'll just have to get in real close. So when you go into settings for switch, you have the option to sit there and turn that switch on as a momentary, a latch, or a pulse. In this case here, I decided to go with latch because what I was looking for was to actually send power into the computer and then verify that it starts and runs, which it does. In that latch position though, it also allows me to do one more thing. Let me get out of that for a moment. Hit that. Go back down, which is a really clumsy, a very clumsy interface. And when we're in there, you can see what your tip voltage is up there. Our battery voltage is being read off of the actual leads that are attached to the battery back there. So we're reading 12.3 volts at the battery, and our tip voltage right now is at about 0.3, 0.4, somewhere in that area. When I press this button up here on the top, that's our plus button, just like you would have on the regular Power Probe, it now actually latches the power on. Let me turn that on. There we go, that latches the power on, so I'm now sending 12 volts into that red and white wire. I don't know why they don't have that feature on the Power Probe 4. I know you got the little clip thing that ratchets in right on these little notches right here, but that's a, you know, a much nicer feature to have it in the menu. So hopefully they'll do that with the others if that really is their design. Man, I can't get rid of glares tonight. There we are again. All right. So as of right now, tip voltage is showing that. This is the wire that's there. Now this is the only reason I have this one out. 12.3. I apologize for everybody's ears. But when I come over here and I turn off the latch by hitting the power button again, you'll see the voltage drop down. We no longer have voltage being sent over here. That voltage starts at our integrated power module. So lifting up the integrated power module, and now the next best feature of this thing is the light. If we come in here and we look, I'll try to get you guys in a way that you can actually be able to see it, but there are multiple wires here. These wires were not stabbed. These wires were not probed into, as certain people out there might say. These were not wires that they had jabbed into before. Geez, it really doesn't come up very well on camera, but there's multiple little nicks in all different wires that are over here. The reason that happened was because this customer was driving around without an inner fender well for a short period of time. There is one in here now, but on the other side of that back there, I'll never get that in there, is a little sticker back there showing that it's an aftermarket one that somebody installed. So prior to that, all the rocks and everything else and the salt were all kicking up there and hitting into the wire. Our red and white wire is this guy right here that with a little tug turns to dust. So this will be a matter of just repairing some wires in here and getting this thing, this bad boy back up and running again. Again though, I have that latched power on there right now. Let's see, no I don't, I'm sorry, I don't. But if I turn my latch power back on, I'll show you guys quickly here, make sure everything is clear. But I now have a vehicle that starts and runs. Obviously I'll have to address some of the other powers that are there. Lamp out, ABS, things like that are all there. I'll address them as I go through the rest of these wires, but again, there are multiple small wires that are in there that are nicked. So anyhow, just another quick video just to show you guys. Power probe, if you can put that latch feature onto this one, it would be so much nicer. And that thing over there, that big clunky thing with the giant carrot on it, that's like, how do you want to say? I mean, you know, the screen itself is nice, yes, if you can actually hold it in the right position. It never seems to sit in the right position, but this isn't a bitch fest, so I'm not going to sit here and cry about it. Anyhow, that's what it takes to fix this car. Have a good day.